here at Montreal Comic Con with Richey, your comic book historian?
Yes.
Is that what you're calling?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now you've put together first the collected works of Nelvana.
Yep.
And recently Johnny Canuck. Tell me about Johnny Canuck.
So Johnny Canuck is a World War II flying ace, and he travels to different theaters of war, fighting the Axis and punching Hitler.
He punched Hitler?
He punched Hitler. He wrestles leopards and alligators, and he often loses his shirt in just about every issue. So that's kind of the fun part of it.
So in every issue he's got like no shirt, like something happens,
Like
right?
something happens, like it catches on a nail or something, and then his shirt's gone. He's a very manly man. He has lots of like really funny quips and like, yeah, he's a fun character.
So it's like watching the Arrow series where, you know, for every episode he's in there somewhere without a shirt.
Yeah, yes, except a little bit less gritty.
Or Matthew McConaughey, he's always got to be somewhere with a shirt.
Yeah.
So this is your Captain Canuck. He appears everywhere, shirtless sometimes. I mean, somehow this goes to...
Yeah, but like if you look on the back, he's shirtless.
See, shirtless again on the back.
Shirtless, no shirt.
And I guess near the end, the writers just got bored and just said, you know, forget it. Next panel, he appears shirtless. And
Yeah, you gotta show how brawny he is. He's a very brawny, strong man.
Strong man.
Yeah.
So what is his superpower?
He doesn't actually have a superpower. He's just got like super strength. I mean, the funny thing about it is, yes, he doesn't have a superpower, but he always has like a magical way of getting out of things. Like he has like trapeze skills, or he's a perfect shot, or, you know, he's kind of like Indiana Jones kind of character.
Okay.
You know? Like everything kind of just works out because of some magical reason.
For sure. What's the history behind Johnny Canuck?
Well, Johnny Canuck is part of a series of superheroes that came in out of Canada from 1941 to 1946. Basically, during that time, American comic books were banned, so Canadian publishers rose up to produce a huge stable of some fantastic characters. And then in 1946, the ban was lifted. American comic books came back in, and Canadian comics kind of stopped being published. So they've all kind of been lost for 70 years until now. So Nelvana was the first one, and now Johnny Canuck. There's Brock Windsor that's out, and in September I will be doing Mr. Monster.
Mr. Monster.
Yeah.
Tell me about Mr. Monster.
Mr. Monster's kind of like a Hellboy type character. He starts out as Doc Stern, as kind of like a paranormal investigator of sorts, and then he turns into kind of a superhero version of that.
Right.
So he's a superhero who fights monsters.
And okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Fights monsters.
Yeah.
How many issues do they have? Do you know of?
Yeah, there was only, I believe, 8 full issues of Doc Stern and Mr. Monster, and one of them is in color. One of them came out in the same color issue as Nelvana.
Well, excellent.
Yeah.
And when do we expect that?
Well, the book actually itself is pretty much done. It's pretty much put together. All the pages are cleaned up and organized. I have some back matter that was contributed from Michael T. Gilbert, who readapted the character in the 1980s, so he's also involved with the book. I think I'm waiting on a forward, and then it'll pretty much be done. So once the Kickstarter is funded, I can literally just send it off to the printers and we'll wait for it to come back.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So how does one get a hold of, if they want Johnny Canuck?
If you go to comicsyrup.com.
Comicsyrup.com?
Yep, comicsyrup.com. There's a link to the online store, and you can get it through there, and I will ship it out to you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, about your Kickstarter campaign, they've got a lot of prints and stuff from various artists.
Yes. We had a lot of amazing talent on board to kind of help raise the money for the Kickstarter, including Francis, Scott Chandler, Megan Carter, Marcus Toe, Darwin Cook contributed a piece as well. Like so many people contributed, just because it is part of the Canadian comics history of, of comics. It's part of the foundations of our comics culture here. So
just a question, were any of those pictures put in the back of?
No, none of the pictures are in the book. So those all can also be found. There's a gallery online at comicsyrup.com.
Okay.
Again.
And I've got all the pictures because I've helped with the Kickstarter,
Yep.
and they're fantastic.
Yep.
They did Johnny Canuck justice.
Yeah, I really feel like they did too.
Just like every picture was like, wow.
He's so dreamy.
He is dreamy. If you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not there's anything wrong with it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Even the doctor thinks so.
Yeah, sure.
Johnny Canuck and Richey.